Freedom!
A message of defiance. Protesters opposed to COVID-19 restrictions say they're not budging from the streets of Canada's capital, Ottawa. That's despite Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's decision to invoke an emergency act giving officials the power to declare the protest illegal and punish demonstrators. Those still on the streets appear undeterred.
They can take our bank accounts, right? They can freeze our assets. They can take the insurance off our vehicles. But you know what? We're here. That doesn't matter. We have people in the community that's coming out and supporting us. So they can do what they want. They can play all the games that they want. We're not leaving.
For more than 2 weeks, a mix of truckers and other demonstrators has clogged the streets of the capital, Ottawa. Initially, the protests were about vaccine mandates for truckers re-entering Canada from the United States, but they have since expanded to include opposition to broader COVID measures. Ottawa's police chief has resigned amid criticism of his handling of the protests. And now demonstrators are calling for the Prime Minister to do the same.
He doesn't understand what Canada really is. He's so out of touch with his people, he has no idea this is what we are as a group of people. Multicultural, loving community. And he doesn't know what to do because we're not like him.
Pressure on Trudeau is now coming from more than protesters outside Parliament.
I'm trying to hear the answer, and I'm having a very difficult time. There's some shouting going on.
Trudeau's controversial use of the Emergencies Act was a point of contention in Canada's House of Commons, with the opposition leader questioning his uncompromising attitude towards COVID restrictions and mandates.
But the Prime Minister is in denial and is ignoring the science. He might as well be back at the cottage because he's doing nothing productive or constructive to help this situation. Can the Prime Minister tell Canadians when he will end the divisive, outdated, and unscientific mandate and restrictions?
The question remained unanswered as Trudeau spoke over jeers and heckling, calling his decision responsible.
We will always defend the rights of Canadians to peaceful assembly and to freedom of expression, but these blockades need to end, and unfortunately, Conservative politicians continue to encourage the leaders of these blockades.
Some restrictions of the sort protesters once scrapped are being loosened. The government plans to ease border rules for vaccinated travelers at the end of the month. But for some, it's too little, too late.
They are not representing the Canadians anymore. And they completely forgot the purpose, what they are there for. Working for the people, not against us.
The protests have now evolved, with many feeling that the government has let them down. Patrick Chen and John Vantrieste for TaiwanPlus.